Rolling, we got LeeChoppn in the building.
What's the word, my guy?
Bro, so man, I'm a huge fan of your music. As a producer that you are, I can't really say I'm a fan of too many producers. Like when they come on, I'm not really like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But when Lee comes on the beat, I'm like, this is crazy. You had a track with Scoob called Scuba
The
Skilla Savage. Woo,
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, I listen to it every day to motivate myself, and I'm like, damn, bro, part of the reason I fuck with this so hard is because of the beat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me and Scoob, yeah, that's my guy. I ain't gonna lie. Like out of all artists, like I would say he was like the first to like genuinely like 100% embrace me like all the way around for sure. So me and him, we definitely like we went like so crazy like last year 2020 for sure. And I still send him beats all the time. Hell yeah, that's my guy for sure.
Oh yeah, talk about that relationship. How'd you guys build that relationship together?
Really, one day I got his email from one of my friends. She an artist too. So got his email. Then I just started flooding him with beats like for like 5 months straight. Like shit. He been my favorite artist like since high school. So as soon as I got his email, I just loaded him up for 5 months straight, not hearing nothing back. Like I'm not getting no response. And one day on live, he talking about like he just hop on that bitch, like he just get to playing my shit. He like, hey, shout out LeeChoppn. I don't know who the fuck he is, but he keep loading my beats. I mean, load my email up with beats. I be fucking the bitches up. So I'm like, yeah, that shit was hard. So ever since then, we just been locked in. It's just been up from there for sure.
For sure, man. Let's rewind a little bit here. You're from Detroit, obviously?
Hell yeah, I'm from the East Side.
Yeah, man. Talk about before the music began and everything like that, just growing up in Detroit a little bit.
Hell yeah. I'm from the East Side, from 7 Mile Van Dyke. I grew up there like for 15 years of my life. Over there was cool. I really I never got into too much trouble for real. Like I just, regular shit, just hooping, playing football and shit like that, going to school, shit like that. But I ended up getting into the beats when I was like 13. So shit, around that time, that's when all the Chicago like drill shit was all coming up. So I just got like, I was so amused by it. Like I was just so like this really hard. So I just got to looking up instrumentals. Then Pops got me a laptop for Christmas. Then shit, I just looked up how to make trap beats. Then it was just up from there. So I always just did the beats like just as a hobby at first. So then I just now started taking it serious in like 2019.
Yeah, man, and a lot of producers that are upcoming are probably going to be watching this and just wondering like those first moments of making your own beat and stuff like that.
Kind of walk through. I still remember my first one, bro. Like that bitch was so ass. Like that bitch was horrible, bro. Like it got the piano that dun dun dun. It was one of them. But shit, I was so happy. I'm like, shit, this is my first beat. Like I actually did it. So yeah, like back then it was kind of hard, like, cause I was just always different. Like you either had hoopers or football players. You feel me? So I was just the one like out of nowhere, like just making beats for sure. And I was hooping too.
So beats was, obviously you're doing both athleticism and obviously you're making beats, and so you're doing the creative side as well as the athletic side and stuff like that.
Hell yeah, I hooped in elementary and middle school, and then in high school I played AAU for a couple of years. But that's it. But like the music just took over though. Like it got to a point where I'm like, man, fuck all that shit. I don't feel like going to practice no more.
Was money coming in and that's why you decided to say fuck everything else, or what was happening?
Nah, like it was always just a hobby in high school. Like in high school, I never even thought about making money off this shit, like ever. Like that didn't even come until like 2019, like late 2018, which was my freshman year of college. So I don't know, like something just made me just go like, man, this can't just be just a hobby forever. Like I gotta really like find a niche for myself. Like I really gotta make something out of this, like out this talent. So it was just like a little mindset shift. And I just started taking it serious. It's a whole story how I got like how I got like around to everything.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah. So shit. So I think it was like November 2018, like where like I made that like that mental mindset shift. And so at first I was just trying to DM like whole bunch of artists and shit like that. And like they was just not hitting me back, bro. Like leaving me on scene, not seeing it. Like I used to get my feelings about that shit. Like, bro, like so shit. I was like, shit, I'm finna just try to collab with every Detroit producer. So shit, shout out my guy Smoke Beats. I came across I tapped in with him like he was the first producer like to tap in with me for real. And he just showed me so much love. Like we just got to working. Like any money I ever made off of a beat, like the first beat I ever sold was a beat that I did with Smoke. So hell yeah. So he got locked in with Helluva. And then one day Helluva was having a beat boot camp. So I'm like, shit, hey Smoke, you think you could get me in here? So he did that. So we went in there. I just played beats for Helluva, and then Helluva got locked in with me. Helluva introduced me to Joseph McFashion, and once I met Joe, then the very first day I ever linked in, like ever tapped in with him, that's when I met Ray, Peezy and them for the first time, and like did Ashanti like the very first day I met Ray. Then he dropped it the very next day. That bitch got like 100K in a day, and like he tagged me on his gram. It's been up since. Then I just took the ball, and just started rolling with it.
So you came from just learning on your own how to make these beats, just practicing all day, and then one day you get invited to or you find a way to get into this hell of a beat camp.
Yeah, beat.
And right away it just clicked. Like your beats were fire. Like right away they were just like, this is heat.
Hell yeah. He for sure saw the potential. Of course, I feel like it's always more growing to do, especially then, because I really just started doing Detroit beats at the time. Like before that, like those 4 years from like those high school years with it just being a hobby, I only did like trying to do like industry type beats. So I never really like did Detroit beats like all that much. Like I would do it here and there because of course I'm from the city. So, but I always did it as a hobby, is just trying to emulate like radio songs that I was really.
Do you think your friend let you come to that because he knew you had potential, or do you think he was just like, oh, you're my homeboy, I'm gonna bring you?
No, I think Smoke saw it too for sure. Hell yeah, cause shit, when it's kind of both for real to be honest, like. Cause like as soon as me and Smoke just had like that first super long conversation on the phone, like we just came cool ever since. Me and him still cool, like we both still going crazy doing the beats. He go crazy on the beats too. So then you feel me? Me and Helluva had got real close at the time. So that was just all love, just all genuine love for real. Like all that was just built on genuine love. So
obviously if you're an upcoming producer, Helluva is like the holy grail as far as Detroit producers is concerned. So at that time, what were your feelings going into that camp?
Yeah, the first time I'm going there, I'm like, oh shit. No, really, cause since Smoke got me in that bitch, like everybody else that was actually paid to be there and shit like that, like everybody went off to the side room to go get pizza and shit. And like Smoke go like I'm still I'm kind of shaky a little bit, like I'm nervous and shit, like I don't really know if my shit really fire in my head or not. So everybody else go off to the little snack room to go get pizza. This one Helly studio was like Midtown, like Wayne State. So Smoke just go like, bro, just put on something on the aux, bro. I bet you come back in here. I'm like, I don't got no aux adapter, bro. Like, I need an aux adapter, bro. So he just pulled one out of his pocket. I'm like, all right, bet. So I put on some on the speakers and shit. Helly did exactly that. Helly going like, you made this? I'm like, hell yeah. He like, play another one, play another one, play another one. So like, he only letting like 10 seconds of the beat play though. So I'm like, so like, is they hard or what? So then he just like, after I play him, he like, bet. What does bet mean, bro? And then he had text Smoke like he good, he in there, he fire. So it just went from there.
Yeah.
And then towards so then after Ashanti came out, like I don't know, just like the momentum, just everything was just happening at the good times, like just shit just happened like that. Like I had met Tay that same summer. I just met a lot of people that summer. Came across my guy Neek which is also my manager. Shout out to him too. Like I just came across everybody. Like the ball really just, I don't know. It's kind of like a domino effect.
Now the song with Ashanti that came out, were you able to get your tag on there before it was released, or like how did that work, or was it just like here's the beat? How did it get licensed? Like how did it work when that moved forward?
Yeah. So really, it was really simple for real. Just pulled up on Ray. Pulled up after show Mag. He did the song. The tags was already on there, so that was never an issue. He just straight up dropped it. Like that was just, it was just simple as that.
The reason I asked that is because I always wonder, like, you know, everybody who's trying to break into the industry, whether you're a director, artist, producer, anything, you're always confused about like, okay, this is mine. I created this.
Right.
And now somebody else is using it for, you know, their project. Am I going to get credit for it? Am I going to get money for it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, for sure. You can just go register your shit. You go register your shit. You need you a song trust, need you a BMI. What else?
Did you go into it knowing that though?
I knew about BMI, but I still wasn't even hip to song trust at the time. So like you for sure need your song trust, your TuneCore, like that's all like your music publishing. Then your BMI, that's your PRO, that's like performance, right? So like whenever something get played on the radio or when somebody perform your shit. And then you can get the mechanical royalties too from like Sound Exchange. If you create an air bit as well, like it's 3 different type of royalties you can get. So every producer needs to know about that though for sure.
Bring that mic a little closer to you.
Yeah.
So you go in and you knew about a little bit about how to make sure you're getting your end of it or whatever you need to make sure people know what's going on when you're going into such a major release like that.
I knew a little bit, but I still ain't know everything at the time. So it's just important to just make sure you stay on top of that and really just looking, like just doing your research. Like it's easy just looking it up on YouTube for real. Yeah. So it's a lot of like channels that really educate you on that for sure.
For sure. So after this track releases, what's the motion like? What's the reciprocation like? How did you start building your base after that?
Social media, like everything social media. I wouldn't even like got a nowhere to start if it wasn't for social media, right? So like just growing, so like the followers growing, just trying to reach out to people, showing love to people, getting love back. And just reaching out and just people just find you. Sometimes people just find you just off the social media. So, but not only that, but I think it's like really important as far as when you networking to like try to get in these people's faces for real, like pulling up on people, like, cause I would say there are some producers that's just straight internet. Like I feel like it's important to really like be in their face, like really build these relationships for real. Like it be the relationships that go to far, like that goes a long way for real. So
for sure, everything always changes when you get that handshake with that person versus those DMs. They can go any which way, but that handshake changes everything.
Hell yeah, just having like a simple like conversation, like it don't always got to be about music. You know what I'm saying? Just always those relationships of just.
Yeah, that's the thing, because at the end of the day, we're all artists or entertainers.
The music will come out better too.
Yeah,
for sure, and you can really get to like get that experience like when you actually in the studio with them, like just seeing the whole process, seeing how they do like their whole creative process. Yeah. So and just bumping in the shoulders with everybody, like that goes a long way, and just being genuine along with that though. Yeah. So for sure.
Yeah, because I'm noticing like a lot of podcasters and stuff like are kind of like what's the word when they're talking shit, but it's indirect towards you? Well, whatever, underhanded like comments and shit. And they get upset at me like, oh, why is this podcast doing numbers in my name? And I'm like, bro, because you are not even doing anything but staying in that one little podcast spot. You're not going to the city. You're not talking to nobody. You're not meeting nobody. You're not showing love in the city directly. And then I'm like, what do you expect? Like, I'm out here 24/7 doing shit.
It come down to if you're really showing love or not, if you're really being genuine. Like, really, those relationships will get you further than just talent alone. Like it's always about that for sure. So, so just being genuine, like don't be trying to use people, don't be trying to like all that stuff, like really just be you.
What was your next big moment after getting that track with Ashanti out?
Hall of Fame. It was Hall of Fame, which came out that same like December, like that same year, but in December. It didn't even pick up for real until 2020 hit, and then right after Hall of Fame, that's when all the Sada songs start coming out. Then last year, you know, you got the Pink Tens with Ray. Then me and Tay B going crazy.
Walk us through those experiences, though. Talk about Hall of Fame real quick.
Really, it was just simple as like, I just sent the beat. Like I sent so many beats though. I didn't even think that was gonna be one of the ones. I actually made that beat in the dorm. Swear to God, my sophomore year of college. Like I made that beat in the dorm, bro. I would have never expected that to turn out the way it was. But one day I was on Ray Live, like, and I heard the beat in the background. I'm like, oh shit, they doing the beat. And then he tagged me on this story like RIP to these beats. So I'm like, oh shit. Then I saw it was going on MIA season 2. I'm like, I still never expected it to go that crazy though. Like even when it first dropped, it was like the numbers, they was moving a little slow, but once it picked up, like it started going crazy for real. So yeah, that was like the second big one.
Okay, and then now after that's released, you get acquainted with Sada Baby, obviously, and kind of talk about that process and the relationship that you built with him.
That's my guy, man. Like I said, like I don't know, like of a person of his stature, like he's really like so
ugly. No, it's like
like he's just so like he really humble for real. Like to be honest, like as soon as like when we first started working, like I was working on the tape and shit, and he sent me the song back so fast. And he was just doing all my beats. Like he was doing all of them. Like we probably got over like 200 unreleased songs at this point. Whew. Like, yeah, like for sure. Like he feel me, be playing the game here and there. You know, he may invite me out to the studio out of town. Like, so like I feel like some artists don't show their producers that much love to that extent for real. Like unless they sign them. Like, but he just from the very beginning, it was just always love for real.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I'm sure, you know, like you said earlier, it's based off of the relationship you guys have built as well as the expertise and the talent that's involved. What you bring to the table.
Hell yeah, like I get like they'll give me like real advice and shit, like just life shit for sure. Like especially with me just still like I'm 21, like of course I'm still growing in school and shit like that. So like. You know, like it's not it's not always like about music. Drago too, like that's really my guy for real. Like we talk a lot for sure.
Yeah. The experiences in the studio. So going from, you know, what's interesting about what's happened with you is that you started off pretty strong. Like you started off working with high caliber artists pretty early on. Did you have, before the hell of a situation, did you have just beats you were sending out to people who weren't really taking themselves seriously or not of that caliber?
The first 2 artists that I was tapped in with, well, it's really a group. They named Online. So my guy Dre, CJ, and them. And then it was Casher Quan.
Okay.
Like, Casher Quan and TJ X6.
So these are the first people you're sending your beats to that are using the beats?
Hell yeah.
So TJ and Casher Quan are like one of the first people that are using your beats?
Yeah, for sure.
And those are just people you flooded with your beats on their Instagrams and DMs and all that and emails?
Hell yeah. I tapped in with Casher Quan through 1-800. And 1-800, he also like my guy too. That's also I met Tay B and Baby Money through 1-800 too. So me and Casher got locked in, and then I tapped in with TJ X6 from Casher. So that's how that went.
So for the producers that are watching this, obviously we're probably just like taking all this in like legendary status shit. What's the different ways that you come into working with an artist? Does your mindset or the vibe of the beat come in particular for the artist, or you're just flooding them with different beats and whatever they pick, they pick?
Really, my whole process with with how I do the beats is like I really make whatever beat I really want for real. Like I'm just making beats. Then whoever I hear on them afterwards, then that's like who I send it to, unless I'm specifically making a pack like for somebody. But like usually a lot of times like I'm just freestyling, I'm just making beats. Then whoever I'm hearing them on, or I think like that'll fit good on the beat, that's what I'm sending it to.
So when you actually know the artist that you're making the pack for, How do you come up with like the style for them? Do you just kind of feel their vibe, their past stuff, or like how does the process work for that?
Hell yeah. So like, hell yeah. Of course it's different. So like, for like a Tay B or a Ray, I might come like wavy, like wavy Caribbean, like all my flutes and shit like that. But like for like an artist like Sada, Nuck, or Baby Money, like I'll probably go darker, you know, like darker bad. But even sometimes you still gotta send them beats like you don't hear them on. Them be the ones that'll go crazy for real, like cause it's different. So it's you kind of forcing them to like step out they range a little bit, but it end up being hard.
Yeah.
So those to be honest, those be the ones like the ones that you don't hear them on, but you gonna send it to them anyways. Like fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those be the ones.
That's
Kind of like 50 Shades of Red, bro. Like I wouldn't expect Inside to do that beat. Like that beat's all slow. It kind of sound like some Rod Wave shit in a sense. But he freaked it though, like and made it hard. So hell yeah, those be the ones.
Yeah, that's heat, man. That's heat. So you have your own. You understand the artist enough to know what to give them, but then you know to like spice it up a little bit sometimes. Like here's that little extra thing, real quick.
Yeah, for sure. It's a balance. Like you gotta have a balance with like that ear, like just kind of like knowing what the artist want, knowing what you want to hear. Also, kind of want to like trying to gauge what the fans want to hear too.
Right.
So it's like a real good balance of it. But of course, you want to keep pushing the sound for sure.
For sure. Let's talk about some of these artists that you mentioned earlier when we were talking about flooding the DMs. Now, Baby Money is one of the people. Did you flood the DMs, or was that opportunity that came because of the connections?
Of a connection for sure. Like I said, I met Tay B and Baby Money through 1-800. That was just me being at the studio with 1-800. They pull up. So like that was just cool. Like that, it's always built on just straight relationships. Like and just connecting with your peers. Cause without connecting with other producers, I wouldn't have never been in these rooms. You see what I'm saying? So I really got in these rooms just connecting with my peers and just showing love to each other. Like, so for sure. Yeah. So
and what was the process? So did you get to make a beat for Baby Money and all that? Or did you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 songs out with Baby Money so far. It was two of them from 2019 on Coach Joey tape, and then I did the V12s with him and Tay B and the Money Conversations. So hell yeah, so just being so locked in with 1-800, and he just vouching for me, like playing my beats and shit, and Baby Money just fucking with it.
So sure. Legendary, super legendary, especially at your age, bro. Like you're accomplishing more than artists that have been doing, producers have been doing this for 10, 15 years have accomplished.
Appreciate that, bro. Hell yeah. And another thing too, like I want people to know, like you can be in school and still do this shit. Like when I first started, I was still in my freshman year of college. Like, and some people, I don't know why. Like, there's a lot of people that got like real talent in like anything though, or just real, or want to be an entrepreneur for real, but just be kind of like scared to really go full force with it because they scared of trying to balance that with school. Like, but I just want to be like the living like proof. Like you can do both. Like you can really do both. Like go to school, finish your classes, and still music. It don't gotta be one or the other.
Right.
For sure.
Well, because you proved that you made a hit track in your dorm room, right?
For sure.
That just shows you can make it happen right there.
Hell yeah. Like, really, it's be so many issues, like, with that, though. Like, you do got to be strong with that, though. Like, trying to, like do the school and do the both. Like, and whatever you entrepreneur in. Like, it's going to be a lot of, like, grinding, a lot of, like, you got to stay up late all the time. You always got to go here, go there. You got different people so many different people requiring your energy. Like, you got family, friends, school life, like music life, like trying to just balance all of them at the same time. And so, I mean, but it's very doable though. You just got to be really like dedicated to your craft for real. Like you gotta really want it, and it's gotta really like be in you for sure.
Yeah, the more you can manage your body, your mind, your energy, is the more you can facilitate in this world and create things that you really want to create, right? So you seem like a pretty balanced, level-headed person. So it makes it easier for you to be able to facilitate these things. That's why I tell a lot of my friends that like do drugs and stuff, like they'll smoke and drink all the time or try like, all these crazy types of drugs. I'm like, bro, if you just stopped some of that shit, you'd be progressing so much more further, bro. This is like ridiculous to the point where they don't realize how much that shit's holding them back. I was drinking forever. Like I was drinking since I was like 14 years old type shit. And I quit 2 months ago. Bro, like the amount of progress I've made, I did not realize how much that shit was holding me back. Yeah. So I can only imagine for my friends that smoke weed all the time, that are trying to become artists or whatever the fuck they're doing or drinking or taking pills and all that shit. I'm like, there is no way you're going to be able to take it to the next level if you have that shit holding you back and stopping you or whatever. And then they get involved in like, the street life and then this life and that life and this life. It's like, bro, that too many different directions.
You just got to stay focused. Like, just keep like your eyes like on the ball, like on the prize. So you just got to just keep going. Like, even though, cause shit, it's been times where I wanted to say fuck school, but I still stuck through it. It's been a couple of times where I just wasn't feeling the music shit at all, but you just keep going at the end of the day. Yeah. So like you gotta really like want it bad for sure.
I mean, I don't even want to say this because it hurts a lot of people's bags. But there's a lot of upcoming artists that are they're just money at that point, because there's upcoming artists that don't take it seriously enough. Oh yeah. But they'll spend their money to take it just seriously enough for people to take their money but never make it further. Hell yeah. Because they don't get their full traction.
Hell yeah. You gotta really be like, you gotta really love music for real. You can't just do this shit on some. Cause I mean shit, it's gon' show. It's at a given point, it's gon' show. Like it's just gon' show. So yeah. You gotta really love doing music. Like I said, like before I ever thought about taking that shit serious, I was already doing it for like 4 years. It's just a hobby in high school for real. Yeah. So until I just finally decided to just go ahead.
Now, do you record the artists as well? Do you engineer or do you just make the beats?
I can engineer. I really don't like it though. Like engineering, like that shit get frustrating, bro. Like having to like, I be feeling like shit. I could be making beats or something, bro. Yeah. Like I be barely feeling like recording somebody when it's my own beat, especially when it's somebody else's beat too. I be like,
you're not trying to hear that shit.
I be like, but fuck it though. Yeah. But engineering will get you far though. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you go intern somewhere and you just being in that room, and let's just say you make beats though, like eventually they gonna be like, hey, you got some beats. You can pull up your shit. Yes. So I've definitely got a few placements by just being an engineer for sure. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Talk about.
So it's not bad. Yeah. I just personally don't like it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You're sticking to your main bag, which is that, and you're passionate about it. Talk a little bit about so obviously, after Hall of Fame drops, after you start working with Sada Baby, what's kind of like the next wave of movement for you?
Which is pretty much like the same mission I'm on right now. Like I'm trying to I feel like I got my sound and everything like established, like as far as like Michigan rap go. But like a lot of people don't even know I got a lot of like industry beats too. Like I do them too. Like every bag for real. So like them Atlanta type beats. So like hard rock wave type shit. Like I really got a real.
Are you allowed to disclose the beats that you have for like mainstream artists or anything like that?
That's who I'm working towards to like try to like get my beats like more out there, like as far as like outside of Michigan, and just expand, just keep networking, bro. Like for sure. Like, but even still, they slowly starting to get hip to me more and more. Like I tapped in with my guy, Twisted Genius. He do some of Lil Baby beats. He did the which one was that, bro? And on Something to Prove, hell yeah, he did the Something to Prove beat. And Matizik, you feel me? I tapped in with him, tapped in with some of the producer grind guys. So in Atlanta, they slowly starting to get hip to me for sure. And they hip the big foes. So hell yeah, so they be saying that's their shit. So they slowly starting to get hip. I'm just trying to just still work on just expanding, just keep on expanding.
Right.
Not really want to too much box my sound in just into just one sound for sure.
Right on. And
But still keep on building this up though, still too, because this home.
With you hitting the top of the billboards 3 times with your beats, it's you figure it wouldn't be too hard for them to figure out who the fuck you are at that point.
Hell yeah. You still gotta keep on putting work. Like you gotta like stay persistent with that shit. Like you gotta keep on being in their face.
How much views did those generate, or what was the numbers like for this? And talk about the songs that hit the top of the billboards for you.
So they was from really from like tapes. So Unfuckwittable by Ray that had got the #1 on the Heat Seeker Billboard chart. Dugg, 42 Dugg, Young and Turn, Volume 2, his deluxe. I was on the deluxe. That went like #6 on the all genre chart, I believe. And then Sada hit the Billboard Heat Seeker chart. I think he got like 2 or some shit like that too. So hell yeah, those were the 3 times. But as far as like top songs, as far as like YouTube views, the top songs was definitely like Ashanti. Ashanti got like 9.4 right now, I think.
You did over 60 million, right? Total and collective.
Yeah, like everything, like counting everything for sure. Over
60 million is ridiculous, man.
Hell yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount of views.
Hell yeah. I'm working towards more so like I want like one song with 60 though. Like
what's the most you got? So Ashanti's the #1 so far?
Hell yeah. Hall of Fame got like 8 point something. And then is Brazy, Taxi, and Woot Way and Pink Tens.
That's legendary though, bro. At the age of 21, like I said, man, there's a lot of upcoming producers right now, and they're all trying to even get 1,000, 10,000.
Oh yeah, anything. For sure. I think I came in at the perfect time. Cause, you know, like I felt like in 2020, we had like a huge surge of like producers trying to like remake like Detroit beats and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, and I came in the year before that. So like I could only but imagine trying to like it was probably 10 times harder now to just trying to make a footing in like the Detroit music scene because it's starting to get like out of town motherfuckers starting to try to do it and shit like. So I think I came in at the perfect time. So it's just God's timing with that shit, bro. I feel like if you like work like just hard as you possibly can and remain with a pure and good heart, God gonna like meet you halfway.
Oh, for sure.
He gonna meet you halfway every time.
It's like you're gonna work your ass off until the point where the timing is just right, bro. Where everything just clicks for whatever reason. That's why people say there's no such thing as luck, really. It's really just about all the preparation it took for that moment to happen and you were prepared for it. And that's why you executed. That's why it's interesting to hear how you kind of started off just making bangers for like artists that were becoming established or were established, because a lot of people go through the grind of making beats for their friends or people who have aren't taking their skills seriously.
I did have a couple people because I went to Cass, and at Cass they had like Adidas Sound Labs, so like there like you'll have students that was like artists that would just use the studio. So that like in high school was the first time I ever heard anybody on my beat, period. But as far as like full established, like that didn't come to 2019. But I definitely had like a fair share of just hearing just miscellaneous people like on the beats like. And like they don't really want to take it serious, but they're talented enough though. Yeah. So usually I don't even be having like no idea for like a certain beat. Like I don't got no musical background. Like I just looked up one day like how to make beats, like, and then I just started going. Right. Like so over time I just picked it up. That's just something I just love doing, but I feel like I always had the ear for it, like at least, because so usually when I make a beat, it's rare that I'm gonna just have the idea already in my head. Really, I'm just playing with an instrument, and like I'm just going like, okay, I like this instrument. I'm finna play with it until I get something I like, and then once I get the one thing, then I'm building on top of that. Then that's when the ideas really start coming. So what to add to what I just played with. So that's be like my whole creative process with everything.
For sure. What's like the latest projects do you feel like are the most substantial to you right now that have been released?
Bartier Bounty 2, cause that
was
had
heat.
yeah that had a volume of like my beats on there. Like I did 6 songs off there, and then Unfuckwittable by Ray, because Pink 10 is really like, that's like really like the most favorite beat I ever did. I ain't gonna lie. like that's my favorite one. And number 3, what would I put number 3 as far as projects? It's so many of them, bro. Probably this recent one Tay B just dropped. Probably that one for sure. Hell yeah. Like I've been waiting on Tay B to drop a project. That's my guy too. And that bitch was heat. I did Half on the Fool off there, and Really. So those the 3.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah. When you're in the room with these artists that have accomplished so much, obviously you can see the work ethic, and the work ethic is contagious, right?
Yeah,
Talk
for
about the collaborations that you always look the most forward to doing.
Who I be excited the most? Everybody, man. Everybody's just hard, like, and just talented in their own right. Like I know I'm getting something different with all the artists I work with, like Sada, Ray, Baby Money, Tay B, Nook, Drago, Glock Boy, TJ. Like they all bring something different. So I love working with all of them for real.
Yeah.
So for sure.
Detroit Beats right now, the producers in Detroit, obviously it's going in the right direction, like you said,
Hell
because
yeah,
think
for
about it,
sure.
people are trying to copy Detroit's beats.
Hell yeah.
You know?
I was just talking about this, bro. Like, cause one of my plans for after college, I was gonna move. I was thinking about moving like to the A or something.
Word.
But I'm thinking like, shit, if Detroit continue to go on like the way it's going, shit, you could just stay and still just go crazy, for sure.
You never know, man.
Right. So, like, I could really do either one, for real.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because you feel like Detroit, even though it's doing well, you feel like it still hasn't hit that like.
Yeah, like that level. Hell yeah. But we on the way. I feel like I try to compare where we at to. Remember when Chicago first started blowing up, like in 2012, but then they had their years where they was just kind of like in the middle-ish, and now you got Dirt going crazy, you got Apollo G, you had Juice WRLD a couple years ago, rest in peace, you feel me, like, then they just had another huge surge. I feel like we just wait. We like only one song, like another First Day Out away from that, for real, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
For sure. Like First Day Out, that's the song that really like got the world fucking with our sound.
It was the reignite. You know what I'm saying? Reignited everything real quick. Like, all right. And since then, you know, I think there's been some songs and some artists that have like gotten close to it, but like you're right though, it hasn't like hit yet.
Hell yeah, like Block Party, that was another huge classic.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, for sure. Like,
yes, Scoob was probably the closest to like redoing it over again. Like he had activated, he had a song with Nicki Minaj, obviously, and like he was really doing it.
Hell yeah, a whole lot of choppers pressing. Hell yeah, for sure.
But that First Day Out obviously was just like great. Like
you still hear that everywhere, bro. Like
every day.
That's like Dreams and Nightmares. And that's like one of them type songs.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts, right? Like to be able to do it and then like build a whole career off of that one song and just be able to play Grand Theft Auto after that. Like,
hell yeah.
Well, the guy's making. I think they just said on a thing he's making like $20K a month or some shit like that.
I ain't played GTA in a minute, bro. I still need to hop back on there.
Bro, T Grizzly's making super crazy money just playing the game. He's starting friends' careers off that shit for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I heard. I gotta get it on PC though. Like from what I hear, there ain't no point of playing that shit unless you on PC for real. So you get all the mods and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. So I gotta get it on the gaming laptop thing. I ain't gonna lie. It look too fun. You on there sliding with a real Trackhawk though, like not the fake one.
It's fucking funny, man, to just see rappers play video games and stuff like that, and it's like. It's
making real money.
But at the same time, it's like, damn, you came from like saying the hardest shit in the world to like
Oh,
playing
yeah,
video games
playing
is
the
like
game.
the craziest thing. But being able to build the reason I started appreciating it was because you're able to put your homies on. Like
Yeah.
you can put your friend in a video game and be like, "Yo, this is my dog, by the way," and then that motherfucker has a career now.
Hell yeah,
so
for
you can
sure.
put your friends on. That's when it's like, damn, that means something now.
Hell yeah. Like, as far as that, like, it's like just making your whole brand grow as a tree. Like, my favorite producer ever has been Southside. And I think what he did, bro, with 808 Mafia is like, I literally like inspired to literally be just like that. Like the way he just got this whole producer label and all of them is like so hard and just got hits and classics like him, TM88, Pirate. You feel me? Like they all sweet as hell and they just always just been up there. Like I inspired to have like a producer label. Like that's really my end goal with producing for real. Like I want to just create like a producer legacy like crazy to the point to where I'm able to create a label and just have a bunch of hard producers and just have a position for everybody around me to just put them and their families on and shit like that.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's like my whole end goal with this for real.
Yeah, that's kind of similar. Like reaching out is a huge thing, and that's why I think Hellova gets so much respect, obviously, too.
Hell
because
yeah, for sure.
all he does is reach out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's his whole thing.
That's why also he been around for so long too. Like just always showing that love and just remaining hard. Like just tapping into everybody, showing love to everybody, understand everybody's style, all that. Like you got to do that for sure. Like
yeah,
for sure.
Talk about when you're obviously giving up a beat that you worked your ass off on, and then the song is just not it.
That'd be tough. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a few times like that. Me and this nigga my nigga Quad be listening to the bitches, bro. It get like that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. You be like, damn. You damn near want to send the beat to somebody else, bro. You be like, hell yeah, it get like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll probably say, I don't know, bro. That'd be a tough situation, especially if it's somebody like you like kind of fuck with. But, I mean, I never got back a ass song unless it was like one of like the miscellaneous niggas that'll just hit me up in the DM just buying the beat. Them be the ass ones for real. I ain't gonna lie. But anybody I got a personal relationship with, for real, and like that I just send beats to and like they really like work and shit like that. It's not too many songs that be asked, but it definitely be ones I don't be feeling all that much. For sure, it be like that sometimes.
How does it work when you're sending just like you're just spamming people's DMs with beats, and you can't send that beat twice, right? You can't send it to one guy and then send those same beats to another guy, can you?
Shit, they gotta communicate, bro. Sometimes that's been a real issue, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like every producer has that problem though. Like with two people doing the same beat. That shit come down to communication, bro. Cause it's like shit. If you send somebody a beat, can I get some type of response, bro?
Yeah.
Like, so if a nigga just don't respond to it, sometimes you may assume like, okay, I guess he just wasn't fucking with it. Like, I guess shit. Then you send the beat off somebody else. Then it comes to find out y'all both did the beat. Now niggas mad. But like, shit. You feel me? That shit just come down to communication. Like, if niggas just communicate that shit, bro, like, everything be good. But every producer has that issue, though. It be like that sometimes, for sure.
Yeah, there has to be more professionalism in a base and, like, to be able to facilitate because, again, even though it is the entertainment industry and there's artists everywhere, there needs to be a structure in order for everybody to get what they want out of it and to move forward together. And I think a lot of people take the professional element out of it. Like, I don't have to act professional. I don't have to do things the systematic way. But it's like, if you don't do that, then your whole back end's always going to be fucked up. You're never going to be able to move forward professionally and take it to the next level if you don't have that professional kind of part of your artistry in line. That's why I think some people have managers and shit like that because they can't manage themselves. So they get somebody professional to do it for them.
Yeah, shout out Neek and Pootie. Like they make sure them two like outside of me making sure I stay on top of all that, like they make sure I get paid from every single thing. Like I do for sure, and like and just stay on top of that for me. So
you don't really hear too many producers having managers. You probably want
yeah. Like really, all that shit you can do yourself, but I feel like it depends on sometimes who your manager is. Like Neek and Pootie, like they got real respect for real. So, you know, like they just always got my back with that shit. Like cause a lot of producers get played with for real, only cause they just don't know like certain things, or just they just may see them as like some internet producer, some random person just sending them beats or some shit. So like having a manager that like depend on who they is that could like help you out. But as far as like knowing your business, like you can know all that stuff yourself for sure. And then shit, really you could just know everything and just get you a lawyer for real. So I mean it depends. It's different ways to play it. But sometimes it may get to a point where you want to get a manager, or it's just different for everybody for sure. But
for sure
it gotta be one of them too.
Yeah. The relationships that you've built so far, being, you know, an upcoming producer and an established producer in Detroit, man. Can you talk about some of the most meaningful moments that you've had so far?
Shit. Definitely when Ashanti first dropped, bro. Definitely when Ashanti first dropped, and he tagged me, like in the post on Instagram. I've never seen my Instagram like that before. Like I just got these surge of followers, everybody commenting, tagging me, put me in their story, talking about I'm proud of you and shit like that.
Man.
Like I've never got that kind of praise before. So it was definitely that. Definitely when I found out Sada first was starting to tap in with me, because he really like my favorite artist for real, bro. Like in high school, all that shit, that's all we used to listen to. Still now, like to this day. So definitely that. And shit, every moment just being in the studio, just recording, just seeing how the song is made. Like every studio session, every big studio session just been good. Like,
yeah,
cause a lot of times producers, while they recording, like while the engineers recording, they'll like go up to another room and just make beats while they record, just to stay productive. Like I really like to sit and see like the process of like when they making a song. So really whenever I'm in the studio with one of my niggas, like that should be cool.
Can you give us some inside scoops on how the recording sessions happen with like top tier artists, and kind of just watching it progress?
Yeah, they just mostly everybody just punch in. Like they just punch in. Like swear to God, they don't like, you don't really see too much writing. So like,
do you like that?
That should be the sweetest shit ever to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like man, Sada and Ray, bro, like they'll do a song so fast and the shit be hard and make sense. It's like, how the fuck did you come up with that shit that fast, bro? Like they'll like sometimes instead of doing one bar at a time, sometimes niggas say a whole 4, 8 bars at one time. You know, you only been listening to the beat for 10 seconds. Like, I swear to God, bro, like they be just talented with that shit, bro. Like that shit be sweet as hell. Like I love seeing that, like when they just freestyle it and it just be hard. But some motherfuckers can write fast, like Mize, Biggs, and Lonnie, like they'll type in their notes while the beat playing. They still do that quick as hell though, or they'll punch in. They'll do both. So like, but a lot of times, like nowadays, motherfuckers be punching in.
Yeah, it's a different time. I mean, and I agree with you. Like punching in is cool in its own note because it's just them going off their own vibe and whatever's on their mind at that moment. Yeah. But then that storytelling, like that pre-written stuff, like I kind of miss that. To be honest with you, bro, I've been really backing away from listening to like newer music in hip hop. Like I still obviously Scoob just off the energy. I think Scoob's more of an energy thing for me than anything else. Sure.
You get you cool.
First Day Out, I'm pretty sure that was fucking written. So like that was one of the songs that was really notable to me, where I was like, damn, that stands out like crazy. But besides that, bro, I'm going back to 1990s. I'm going to early 2000s and shit like that, just because like I think when
That shit hard too.
it is hard, but like
I know the difference you talking about though.
Yeah, that vibe is just completely different when you put it together, when you write it down and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's more constructed that way. But obviously the punching is just a different appeal. Now Lil Baby, like you have one of your boys that produces for Lil Baby, right? Or he did a track with him that you were talking about?
Twisted Genius, yeah.
Man, listen, so here's my thing, right? So like my friend shows me all these Lil Baby songs, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, every song sounds exactly the same to me. Like, even I don't know who Lil Baby is, the Baby is. I don't know, like, I don't know nothing about who's who. 40, like everybody, like they all sound exactly the same songs.
I don't know. You just gotta, like people used to say that about like Detroit rap too. Like everybody just sounded the same. I think when you get more like in tune to that shit, you gonna pick up on a slight differences and shit. Like, and you gonna be like, and you gonna learn how to like appreciate like each one's uniqueness within that though. Like within that southern style of rapping and shit, like the slower beats, the bouncier beats and shit. Like, you just gotta be just more in tune to it. But that shit hard though. I fuck with that shit.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying, damn. Like when I used to listen to Dr. Dre beats, are you a fan of Dr. Dre?
Hell yeah, for sure.
Okay, Dr. Dre beats are all significantly, you cannot find two identical Dr. Dre beats. But when I'm listening to the Little Baby or the Baby or whoever, I mean all these dudes, the beats almost sound identical.
Hell yeah. I do feel like we are in a time like to where like you could use a song that was made in 2017 and still use it today. Like I feel like we kind of stagnant right now. Like, cause shit, I think music sounded different in 2012 than it did in 2014. Like it was just a whole different way. Like people made beats and shit like that. I feel like we kind of stagnant, but we moving slightly. But as long as you get just a little bit more in tune into it, that shit you gonna hear the differences with that shit. But we just gotta keep pushing the sound. Like that just come down to the producers, to be honest.
That's what RJ Lamont was telling me. He said that he has like a whole new wave of sounds coming, and he said you're gonna start hearing it from Skilla Baby first. He's like, there's something they're doing with the sound, the beats now, and all that shit to transcend and move forward.
Hell yeah! And then artists will have to be more willing to rap on shit that's different too. Sometimes they just pick what they used to. You feel me? Right. Like that's why I think like Future, like and Young Thug, like they so hard, cause like they not scared to really like step completely out they zone, like and just do something different, but still make it them though. So like sometimes an artist just gotta be more willing to rap on some shit that's like different too. But it come down to the producers though. You gotta just keep pushing that sound, keep progressing that sound.
I think out of everything we said tonight, that was probably the stamp right there for me. It's like you got to be able to step out of that box, and you, like you said, sometimes you'll make a beat that's outside of the rest of the portfolio for that sound pack you send, and that might be the one that really stands out.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Taking that risk.
Hell yeah. So like, cause you'll never know. But sometimes producers like not send that one because they scared. Like they scared. They don't want to get hold. Like, you feel me? They don't want to be like, kind of like me sending like a Sada type beat to Money Man or some shit. Like, I mean, but it's like some people be scared to do that, but sometimes you got to be like, fuck it, that might be the hit. You feel me? That might be the hit.
You might have to make like an extra folder that just says extra shit on it. Like literally.
Hell yeah.
It's like, no, that's in there if you need it.
Hell yeah, for sure. Cause them would be the ones like the Scuba Steve Skilla Savage one, bro. I mean, listening to the beat alone, I don't think you would say like that's like a typical Sada beat.
No, it wasn't.
Like, but shit, he picked that bitch. He just went crazy on it still.
Facts.
So
that bitch, and I'm telling you, I listen to that song every week. Like before I get ready to do anything that has to do with music, I'm like boom, 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 and I'm ready to go.
He funny as hell on that song too. Yeah. That's all funny as fuck.
Fuck yeah. But it's a good point that you brought up. That song is substantially different. And if you listen to a lot of Sada songs, it is like those beats that are completely different that really stick out. My favorite songs from him are the ones that do stand out, that are completely different from like, you know, that regular trap style beat or whatever. Like, but and you've produced a few of them actually, so it's cool to see that spice gets added. They take the risk. They go do it.
Hell yeah.
And that's the one that stands out. And I like how you just said that. Like, take the risk. Get outside of that box. Because those safe beats are exactly what they are, safe beats.
Hell yeah.
But if you take that chance, you might blow up off that.
You gonna get something. You might get something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like what make my shit different than like a typical, like what would somebody call just like a typical Detroit style trap beat. Like my sound real ethnic. Like I got a lot of flutes, banjos, like all them type of instruments.
Banjos, right?
Yeah, like shit like that. Like I'm real, like keen on flutes and shit, and then just like my hi-hats and like my drum patterns and shit. Like so I feel like that would make my signature sound like different. Like people say, like I got like a perfect mix between industry and Detroit and just combine the two. But hell yeah, like you just gotta just find your niche. Like find your niche. Be the same but be different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's a cool balance still at the same time, and just find your sound. And I promise you, like they gonna fuck with your sound if it's really hard and you just different for sure.
Man, I appreciate you being on here, man. It's,
yeah, for sure.
Like I said, bro, when I first heard your beats, I was like, God damn, something different's happening here. And I think when you hear something just completely, you know what I think about when I think about your music or your beats when they come up? I always think to myself, how the fuck did he think of that? Like, that's where my mind goes. It doesn't just go like, oh, okay, that's a beat. It's like, how the fuck did he just think of that? Like, how did you think to do that? Like, it's not just a beat. It's like music happening, you know what I'm saying? So that's the sounds I get when I listen to you. It's like just fucking real music. And seeing your name come up this heavy in the scene at only the age of 21 is phenomenal. Also, while you're maintaining a school life and actually going to college and making sure that you got that taken care of as well.
I'm going to have my bachelor's next May in electrical engineering.
You're not even gonna need that shit, but yeah, I feel like that. They're gonna give you that $1 million contract next year. Like, all right, fuck all that.
Oh hell yeah! If they throw the M.
Oh, you'll get the bro. Yeah, you'll get the million.
The M.
There's no question about that, man. Tell everybody how they can find you on social media and what projects to look out for, bro.
Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube, LeeChoppn, for sure. In the next upcoming. Look out for Peezy project. I got some shit on there. Look out for Baby Money, new upcoming project for sure. And shit, just look out for everybody because I got a little something with everybody too. So stay looking out for Sada projects, of course. They looking out for everybody. I might have something on every project for sure.
Appreciate you again, LeeChoppn in the building, man.
For sure. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh yeah, thank you, bro. We're at Parallel Sound Studio shooting these productions. High Low Visuals is shooting these productions for us.